Hola, hola.
Happy Friday.
Oh, Merry Friday to you. What's happening? Let me know who you are when you check in. I'm trying to learn who y'all are.
This is Kendra.
Indra, okay, thank you so much. Where are you from? Kendra, where are you from? Or where are you located? It's on mute if you're talking to me. Nah. Okay, Miss Pamela, you here?
I'm sorry. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Okay, I got you. Okay. Miss Pam, where you at? I see your microphone. I just want to make sure you can hear me. Or write something in the chat. I'll make sure you can hear me. Kind of you might be at work doing this.
My dogs keep barking. That's why I keep muting it.
Oh, okay, no, that's no problem. I understand that. That's not a problem. Yeah, we'll probably give it about 5 minutes, let other people see if they're gonna come in here, because supposed to be a gang of people, supposedly. We're gonna see what they're gonna do though. Because hopefully people out here booking freight, they're trying to get it together. Miss Pam, can you hear me? You can. Okay, we'll give, like I said, another 3 to 5 minutes and we'll see that people in here. This thing. There we go. There they starting to come in. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Keisha, there we go. Hello, can y'all hear me? Of course, all my ladies here. That's a normal. My boy TM Bitch Dispatch.
You can
Tap
hear
in.
me?
Okay, who is that?
It's
This
me,
is
Neil.
Kayla Twin.
Okay, twin. Okay, I see. Good morning. Good afternoon, I guess. Where are you checking in from? Let me know where y'all reside.
Am I on camera?
You said what there?
Yes.
You can, y'all can see me.
Oh, yeah, I can see. Yeah, yeah.
All right,
What's
perfect. What's happening, man? I'm making some coffee.
you trying to tap in, huh? Gotta wake up.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
order
I'm trying to
number.
tap in, man. I got a new driver. I can't
Um,
get him to accept this TQL tracking, so that's why I was late.
Oh, okay, I got you. I understand that. I understand that. What happened with the hot shot that you hit me up the other day? Did you get him set up?
I never got his information, but I'm gonna be honest with you though. Once I found out it was a 22 foot, I don't know if I want him.
Oh, okay, I got
statement.
you.
I don't.
Because I know you've been out here for a while too.
It
Okay,
said
that's cool.
I got like a.
Okay, so who else is in here? I know I saw that boy TN. What's up, Nee Smith? Holler at me. Where you
Hey, what's
from?
going on? How you doing?
Fantastic. Let me know where you from.
South Florida.
South Florida. How you doing with that hurricane?
We was good. It was okay.
Oh, okay, that's good to hear. That's good. Good. Who else we got in here that hadn't said or something yet? I think Miss Betty in here. I see Betty on there. I don't see that you have audio because you might have to go back out and come back in if you can't speak because you have to like click something when you first came in the room. I think you have to click a button to where you guys could have audio because I want to make sure that you guys can ask questions or talk before we start actually going in. Okay. So I know Miss I said I see that under Betty and Pamela's that okay, I see Betty's mic now. Can you hear me, Miss Betty? Or Betty, can you hear me? I don't want to make sure because they can't be saying that later. I'm like, I told you. No? Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and get started then. So we're gonna talk about why we did school, what am I trying to accomplish with doing this platform, where we gonna go, all that kind of good stuff, and even current opportunities. Okay, so a little bit of background. So obviously I'm Brandon Johnson, I'm the CEO of B Logistics, Next Level Hotshot, 2 Detailed, also Brandon Johnson Enterprises. It's because I do real estate. So currently I have 4 businesses. I may acquire another business at the top or the middle of next year. And I love entrepreneurship. I love business. I love everything about it. I love putting people out of business. I like when people try and they fail because they're not willing to put in the work. I love every aspect of capitalism because it completely changed my life. Now, in that regard of me doing that, the reason that I started teaching people in the first place was because I did the Trucking Hustle podcast in 2020, and people started reaching out to me saying, hey, I listened to your story. I listen how you just learn how to dispatch. You got a trucking business. You have 2 businesses at the exact same time, and yet you didn't take a dispatch course. I took a dispatch course, and yet I still can't get this business off the ground. So when I was like, I don't know. I never took a course in my life. I don't even know what's out there in the marketplace. So then what people started doing was sending me their courses that they had taken. I read for over 5 courses, and I knew if this is all I had when I first got started, I would not have been able to do what I need to do with my businesses because it was not enough information, especially regarding business. Now, the reason why I make that be very clear is because still to this day, after me doing course after the course, because my thing is come to me after they fail you, when people come to me, they're still lacking business acumen. Okay, what does that mean? I don't care if you want to be a janitor, a landscaper, a roofer, or a dispatcher. You have to have some type of business acumen to understand how you make decisions, not based upon how you feel. Now, as people who had jobs and been employees before we want to be entrepreneurs, we are used to using everything based upon how we feel is how we navigate life. And that is not what you need to do as an entrepreneur. That's why people say time is money. If it make dollars, it makes sense. And people have these little catchphrases that they use all the time. And the reason why they're doing that is that's how you go about making decisions. I never consider my emotions in any decision that I make regarding business, but I've read enough business books, listen to business podcasts every day, make business decisions today for 2 years from now. I do everything like that, and I sit back and I stand on business, and this is what's gotten us to this point today in a very short window of time. There's people out here that's been dispatching longer than I even been in this industry, and they're still doing it by themselves. To me, that makes no sense. The whole idea of having a business is that you will be a slave to the business, you would build a business, then the business would take care of you. So when we're in here eating, and I posted early in the group, that's why I want to have calls with people in the group, and I say, hey guys, we booking 45,000 at the top of Monday. I think right now, if I check the list right now, we had a couple loads actually get canceled today. So my team in there is eating in the other office over there. When people come to me in person, they know what type of office building that we have. They're sitting in the thing. And right now, because they lost some loads, we sit at 86,000, right? So we booked 86,000 right now currently, and we were on our track to make 100, okay? But that ain't gonna happen. On my best day, I might be able to do half of that by myself, but yet when you build a team and I don't have to dispatch, this is what you should be expecting because now the business takes care of you. So in order to get that, my goal with doing this with you guys and having this call and everything is trying to reshape your perspective of what you have accomplished so far. If you haven't got the business off the ground so far, and also the way you perceive life. Because I can teach you how to dispatch freight. That is very simple. My son has been able to dispatch freight since he was 12. That's not the hard part. The hard part is changing people's way of thinking that have thought this way for 40 years, 45, 50 years of their life. And now I got to stop how they think, create a new way for them to think in order for them to change the reality they're currently in. So every person that's listening to the sound of my voice, myself included, the place I've gotten to today is based upon what I believe, what I trust, and my skills. That's where I am today. So if I don't like where I'm at today, I got to think differently. maybe get a different circle of influence. I got to start reading, studying, and I need new skills. So I have waited to this point to where a lot of people have groups and, Facebook groups and all that kind of stuff. But I've made sure that not only we're going to do calls, especially those who have paid subscriptions, but we're also going to give you opportunities to make money by giving you leads. I'm going to be curating lead lists every single month for those who are on the paid side of things. Well, we're going to drop it in there every month, about 100 drive-ins, 100 hot shots, 100 this, and you got to do some cold calling. So we're going to go over how to do all these things to where you need to get this business off the ground. With 3 to 5 trucks, most people can quit their job and still make more than they've been making at their job now. That is not a hard feat. A lot of things that I'm going to tell you guys that's easy, or I'm going to say that's not hard, is because I want you to lower what the expectation that you currently have about it is to make it seem like Brandon keeps saying this is easy. So I need to change my idea, like, that made me nervous. That made me scared. I don't want to do the wrong thing. Like all these ways of abstract fear that people have, my job is to lower these things down, get you to see it completely different, and now you're able to trust yourself to put in the work. So again, we got the calls, accountability, successes in the group, people out here doing this. They're not no different or better than you, okay? Then on top of all that kind of stuff, you have all the resources. So there's about 100 things on my website. I've only put the courses and the Zoom trainings on the website. I hadn't even put probably another half of the website, which I probably won't do because it's not needed at this moment. Okay, so that is phase 1. Mindset, right, is what I hope to challenge you guys with most of the time in the group, because I need to convince you that you can do this regardless of your background. You got bills, you failed, you got your LLC in 2020. I have to change completely the way you perceive with this in order for us to get to the next place. Okay, so before I go into for the next part, any questions about that at all? Any questions about part of my goal is to change your mindset? If I put everybody on mute, so if you're going to say something, just unmute yourself.
No question.
Okay. Anybody else? Don't be shy. That's why this is a closed off thing. I want everybody to be able to speak, understand, because when we start rolling, I'm expecting us to start rolling. Okay? No? Okay, good. Let's move on to the second thing. Then at the very end, we're going to leave Q&A for you guys to ask whatever you want to ask about the group, questions, all that. Okay? So number 2, that was number 1. We got 5 things on the agenda. Okay? I got it at 209, but I understood. Okay, good, family. Very good. Okay, so number 2, why Skool and what to expect. Okay, so the reason why we're doing the Skool platform is because I think it's the best one, not only for people to learn easily, it's going to be closed, and you guys can win stuff. So I haven't fully decided on everything that you're going to win with being in the group. I think I may do some ebooks or maybe some resources like a carrier agreement, little bitty piece of paper that we have on the website based upon your engagement. So if you can tell, some people, you look at the little app, some people have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just moved up to level 5. And that's based upon the amount of engagement that you're doing in the group. And they're actually like rewarding us based upon your commitment to the group, saying stuff, posting. And so what's going to happen is as you go to the different levels, I'm still working on what I'm going to do. So if you get to level 5, I just got to level 5. Then you may get a carry agreement. You get to level 5, or I might just send you 2 or 3 leads, the next ones that come in. So some of it's going to be beneficial of it being free, but then you still got to be a part of what's going on, interacting, asking questions. And so when I know the mindset is 1, that's why the other day, if you go back and look, I made a post. And so when I talk about money with you guys, I want you to understand I'm trying to get you guys to visualize what's possible and then how you're going to get to that point. So when I understood that my expectation for my dispatchers is if everyone only books $15,000 a week, and I want to be able to book $100,000 a week in freight, I need 7 to 8 dispatchers. I knew that when it was me and Erica. Okay. So then I said, okay, I'm going to retire myself from dispatching. Erica's here. I had to move down to some trucks. I gave some trucks away. And I said, okay, now all I'm going to do is just hire people. And within 90 to 120 days, I need them to go from nothing to something, and I need them to be able to book $15,000 on a weekly basis. At that current time, my equity split was a 60-40 split. So if you dispatch a box truck and and that company charges 10%, I get 4, they get 6. If they book $15,000 a week in freight on that number, they got 900, I got 600. And so now if I get 5 people to do that, 6 times 5, my money is $3,000. Then the individual people get paid accordingly. So I knew that to be like, you know what? What's going to really make me happy and make me feel some type of way is if I can get the business to book between $60,000 to $100,000 a week on a regular basis, I'm going to be straight. I'm going to make 6 figures and I ain't got to dispatch. So I knew the number. That's what allowed me to put in the work. So when you're only considering, I just want to make some money. I don't care about that brand. I want to make some money. That's a bad mindset. That's the emotion instead of business mind. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so that's what I'm saying. We're going to be working on that. So that post I put the other day, I said, example, if your business made $45,000, what is your percentage going to be? No one answered it right. And so when I'm asking certain questions sometimes, I'm trying to get the temper of, there's a lot of people in here. Where are people thinking already based upon what's possible for them? And so when I said, hey, $100,000 a week for my company, I'm not even happy because the goal is 200. So at the top of the year, I'm going to create this program called the Lease Own Dispatcher Program. I'm going to let people lease own the B Logistics. I got to finish all the extra details. It's going to be a monthly rate that you will pay with your trucks that you bring it on. And we're going to coach, mold, develop, all that kind of stuff. Because people ask me, will you license B Logistics? Will you franchise it? And I say no, but what I'm going to do instead is this program. So anybody who's in the trucking industry, if you have any type of insight, people bring on leased on owner operators all the time. And the leased on owner operators are required to pay their insurance. And there's a certain percentage that they give up, but yet they still have their own business. They're still their own contractor, but they attach to you. So at the beginning of the year, I'm going to introduce this. And within the first quarter, I plan on hiring somebody from the group, but that's going to be based upon people's performance, who does what. We're going to be talking about books you reading, who's out here getting it. Because I just presented 2 or 3 opportunities to my own team that I'm going to talk about next with these box trucks. And 2 or 3 of my dispatchers are going to get a box truck and run them under my authority and make some money. So everybody that's attached here, I don't care if you want to rent a trailer, you want to do some other stuff, I can give you the play because I've already done everything. I do these things. So what people see on social media is this much of what I'm actually doing, because that's just social media, right? But that's why I made this group to where we're going to talk about the nitty gritty, the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, leave that carrier alone, that fool trash, you ain't gonna make no money. And we're gonna talk frankly that you can't talk on open platforms because people are hating and saying stupid stuff. But we're gonna talk so you can be understanding this. I'm operating my business because I get this one carrier and I get every carrier $300 a truck. If I get 3 trucks on the road, I'm gonna make $900 a week. I make $570 in my job. I'm quitting. You understand what I'm saying? Because the math is gonna math. And your skill set is going to match what you already believe in the first place. That's when it makes it very easy to make these decisions. Okay, so that's why Skool. If anybody's ever come to me, you know, I speak pretty frankly and openly because I don't think it's a game to play with you. For those who pay me, you have an expectation of me educating you. I don't take that lightly either. So I'm a very forward-giving individual. Sometimes people don't like it, but I'm always going to say the truth because I hope it blesses you. That's the point. You take this seemingly criticism. If you implement the principles of your life, it'll change your life. That's why I'm going to put the rest of these dispatchers in the group and let them start talking about their successes that they're doing every week. So you won't just think, oh, Brandon's some, mystical person or something. But yet my team is the one that can be speaking about the successes because they're booking all the freight, not me. So you should think if they can do it, oh boy, I know I can do it, right? That's what I want you to perceive instead of considering the distance between you and me being this far apart. And I just brought a dispatcher on 6 months ago and you and him are this far apart. So you be like, okay, that's what I need to match is this dude right here. And once I get there, then I'm gonna match another person and so on and so forth. So one of the girls is like, oh, I booked 20,000. The other one, I booked 27,000 this week. I want you to think if that's your business and your average percentage was 8%, and you booked $30,000, you made 2 stacks in a week. So there's a lot of people out here that's teaching these groups, teaching these courses, and they come to me sometimes for mentorship. So all I'm gonna say, I ain't gonna call nobody out. They come to me. They out here making it seem like they killing it. They got 2 trucks they dispatch for. And they not doing what they tell you can make 6 figures a year. They have never done it. They can't do it because they don't have the skill set. So when people complain, hey man, they only told me XYZ. They told you what they knew. They're limited based upon their inability to do it. They gave you what they had, and that ain't what it looked like. That's why you don't see me talking about passing out no flyers. Now, even with that social media dead, unless you out here twerking or something to get views, you can't hardly use that no more. The Facebook groups being dead because now you have foreigners in there posting that they're gonna do it for 2 or 3%. So how the person gonna pay you 8 and they doing 3? What are you finna give them, right? That's different than this other person. So if y'all got the same services, then why would they pay you 8 and they can pay this other foreigner 3? So that's why I say get out these groups. You need to learn how to traditionally market. You need to go straight to the person. You need to know how to cold call. You need to know how to text message, send a bulk email campaign. If you get a warm lead, do you know how to market? Do you know how to run Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads? Is your content good? Is your website good? Does it even work? Okay, when you get them, do you know how to close them? Like there's a lot of variables attached. And so somebody in the group like, teach how to run Facebook ads. If your pictures suck, it don't matter. Do you know how to write copy? Do you know, have you ever practiced writing it? Has you ever sent it to somebody to read? If it don't make sense, it sucks. If your Facebook saying something different to Instagram, that ain't gonna work either. So it's a lot of things that people be already want to jump on level 6. And I'm like, nah, we're gonna start at level 1, 2, 3. So by the time you get to 6, you're like, oh, this is a breeze. So now I've been running ads since 2016. All this stuff I'm telling you about, this is light work. And I do this in a multitude of different industries, not just trucking. So when each one of y'all want to be independent freight dispatcher, that means you are a contractor. You are expected to come to the work with skill and knowledge at hand before you acquire the carrier. They taught y'all in these piece of crap courses that you asking a driver what he want to do, when you want to be home, what you want to do, how much you need to make every week. Okay, I think I can make that happen. I'm a hard worker, and you send them the carrier agreement, they never fill it out. You didn't tell them nothing. When I get on the phone, 90% of the time, I'm telling people, no. What do you mean no? Because you're going to fail. How you know I'm going to fail? You want to be local in California with a box truck, you're going to make $600 a day. Your insurance is $2,500 a month. Your truck note $1,800 a month. And you just out here, your parking is $500. So pretty soon, I'm going to teach y'all cost per mile calculation. Sir, you ain't going to survive. I don't want to be your dispatcher, and I get off the phone, right? Okay, y'all need to have the same energy, okay? So that way, when you bring on people to your business, you need to know that this is a good person for your business. So that way, when it starts running, it seems like it's easy because you vetted them using business acumen, okay? But on the same note, this is a progression. So if you ain't never booked no loads, and we throw a box truck that's 16 foot, call that joker. Hey, man, what's up? I need to practice calling people. So I'm just gonna call you, be like, hey, what did anybody else tell you? How much they charge you? Like, who cares? They might laugh at you and hang up the phone. You got to get over that. Okay? So if I drop somebody, everybody call them. Like, what's up? Because I'm telling you, most people gonna look and they're not gonna do anything. There's 123 people in this group. This call was free. There's like 9 people in here. And this is how it is. Everybody be talking, right? But very few people do anything. You understand what I'm saying? So the mindset is what I told you in the very beginning, because the work is very simple, okay? That's the second part. Number 3, I need you to pay attention to this opportunity, because probably next month, I might make affiliates with the people in group to pay y'all. Because I understand, hey, Brent, I want to get this, but I ain't got the money right now. The economy is trash. I understand, okay? So this is going to be, I'm going to finish this month, doing it myself, me and my team. Then next month, I'm saying, now I told y'all who want to get sticky with it, okay? And I'm going to pay you based upon your ability to do. If you can't do, I don't know what to tell you. So this is the play. I tag team with another person who has a corporate rate for enterprise truck sales. Enterprise, okay? Not me, enterprise. You know what enterprise is? Google, okay? That's where you go get all your rentals from, like U-Haul, okay? We have a corporate rate to where you can rent a box truck, you rent anything you want, but I'm focused on the box truck. If somebody reaches out to me, they want a Sprinter van, I'll still give you credit, but I'm focused on the box trucks, 26 foot, because peak season is coming. we dispatch. So hopefully you get a person a box truck, they like it, you dispatch them. That's gonna be a part of the service that you're gonna provide. Okay, so let's back up the play. So it's a flat rate of $350 a week as a rental and 12 cents every mile they drive. Throughout the United States, the cheapest I saw for a rental for a week was $600 a week. So the cheapest that they're gonna save is $250 a week. Then it's about 20 cents every mile they drive normally. So before, this is before. So before we had this play, if y'all been following me, I told people you crazy as heck, you go get a box truck and you rent it. You going out of business. It's because some people are paying $900 a week and 25 cents every mile they drive. That equates to being like $1,300 a week. You cannot survive in a market when the national average for a box truck is $1.23. You booking $1.50 and better, you a killer. That's when my boy SSS Logistics, early he was talking, if y'all was in here, he been posting lows for $2 a mile. He a whole goat out here booking box trucks. You need to be hitting him up, DMing him, harassing him. He know what he doing. He know how to negotiate to be constantly running about $1.90 to $2 a mile in a box truck. That is not normal. Okay, so what's normal is about $1.50. So because of that, even at $2, your overhead is $5,000 a month. That ain't gonna work. And I'm just telling you, the box truck rental, not even the insurance and the fuel, and you want to make some money, right? Okay, so that's not gonna work. So in that regard, with this deal that we got, you're gonna save probably minimum $1,500 a month. This is what automatically is gonna help somebody save. So there's people right now in your life, you know, that you don't realize you know, that got a box truck and they're renting it. They need to get the heck up out of that. Come through me. You refer me. We get them into the rental. I'm going to pay you $100 every person that comes. Okay? The girl's going to require, well, me and her require $1,000 registration fee. So for us to give this person this coupon or this discount, we require $1,000 up front. But if the cheapest rental in the United States so far for a box truck is $600, they're going to make all their money back the first month. If a person doesn't see that as a phenomenal deal, they are crazy. So it might sound crazy when you tell them. That's why you send them to me. I would tell it to them. They can Google me. My face is all over YouTube and all other kind of stuff. So they can understand this is a valid play from an established business that this is working. Okay, so next month, I might be like, okay, guys, it's working good. Now come on in here, send me the people, you go put in the work, because that could just get you on the phone with a person, be like, hey man, I got this deal on box trucks. Woo, woo, woo. They come get the deal, be like, hey, now I'm gonna dispatch you because if I got you the truck, I'm gonna be your dispatcher, right? This may be the way you convince people right now to use you, right? You have to be creative out here and learn different ways to reach people. Okay, so again, $350 a week, 12 cents a mile, unlimited miles. They need to have a credit card on file. Some places take a debit card. They need to have a valid driver's license. Normal stuff. I send them a contract. They read over it. We call to make sure the place they want to go to has the inventory. If it does, we make the appointment. They go pick it up. They outside. As long as they're making their weekly payment, everything is fine. But after 1 year, they're going to ask for the truck back. Now, whether we have this deal or not, I don't know a year from now. But it's here today. So when it's today is here, it's today. Okay? One more thing, then I go back and answer questions. Then lastly, the next week's call Wednesday, for those who are going to be on that call, for those who pay and they're part of the paid program. Wednesday, we're going over, you want to be a dispatcher, huh? Some people already purchased this. If not, you need to get it. It should be, if you paid the other day, it's going to drip to you in 3 days. But you got to message me after 3 days because I got to go manually do it, which I just found out, which sucks. I thought it would just release it to you. It ain't. And it's only because it's on our platform. Now, certain ebooks or something, it will be released at whatever time because the file is there. But the courses, all the video things are on Thinkific platform, and it won't release with this new platform because it's like, who the heck is this new platform? So I got to manually put you in there. But we're going to pretty much go over that ebook about an hour or so, because I want this to be your new foundation for dispatching in 2024 going into 2025. So one of the problems that dispatchers are currently having is that right now they cannot just go to that anymore. You got to go through somebody to get a low board access. I'm talking to a couple brokers right now before I become a brokerage, and I'm trying to get them to give us a deal to where if you need low board access, truck stop and that, it's going to cost you about $200 a month. You go to them, they may charge you $50 extra or something, but now you can just log onto their low board because they would give you a handle, and you ain't got to ask carriers. I presented this to 2 or 3 brokers. They said they're thinking about it. They'll let me know in a couple of days. So if I can get that done for the group, then that's what we're going to do. You will go to that person, talk to them. They make you sign a contract or something, and y'all would agree. If you need that, you need truck stop, whatever low board you need, they'll tell you how much you're going to pay. So at least this is a way for you not have to go beg carriers. You know, some people don't care. I mean, my ladies get this done all day long. At the end of the day, this carrier wants you to be the dispatcher. They will pay for the low board, but just in case you don't want to do that, I'm trying to create this other avenue as well. But no one has said yes 100% yet. As soon as I get a yes, I'm going to let y'all know. Okay? But that's what we're going over Wednesday. You want to be a dispatcher, huh? Because that is how people are going to make money in this current market, not before. So I go, you don't need no LOC, all you need is a DBA. You don't need this, all you need is that. I give you a certain place you can get carriers. Why is there a niche agreement now? If you read the niche agreement in that book, we get paid every 48 hours. I don't want to wait a whole week, okay? Because what if they try to screw you and don't pay you? You might be out of $400 or $500. We don't do that. I get paid every 48 hours because it also looks good for a banking institution, because people that get paid every single day is like people who have like a laundromat, people that go out here and do other stuff, right? So I want to make sure I'm getting paid so that way, God forbid, if something happens to you in your life, and you got to go to the bank and ask for some capital, you can say, hey, give me capital. You may not have any collateral. You may not have none to give them. I need money. Look at my deposits. For the last year, 2 years, I get paid 5 days a week. If you give me more collateral, I'm going to put it towards my business and I can increase my deposits. And the bank would be like, well, duh. It looked better that they get paid 4 days a week than 4 times in a month. So I do things on purpose that people are not considering. I'm anticipating 2, 3, 4, 5 years ahead, not just what's easier just to send an invoice once a week because I ain't got to worry about doing that. That's how people feel. Not what is the best way for me not to get screwed? What is the best way for the bank to look at me? What's the best way for me to get capital from the bank in case I need some money? To get deposits every day. So for the last 3 years, I've been getting paid 365 days a year. On Christmas, we get deposits, because of how they got to pay me every 48 hours. Does that make sense? Okay, so, I digress, right? So I said a lot of things, okay? So now, right, I know I got some questions. I'm gonna go back to that. So I have any, vocal or verbal questions, and I'm gonna go back and read the chat. So now you can ask about anything, the plays, the whatever, everything I went over is up to y'all now to ask all your questions. So you have to unmute yourself and then, go ahead. Don't be shy now.
What time is the call next Wednesday?
It's at 6 p.m.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. Yeah, because it's in like the little school thing. Because when you go there, as I'm looking at it right now, when you go there, it's like under members or something. I'm sorry, under calendar. And I put it in there for the 23rd. And the calendar is kind of weird. So I'm still kind of learning how to navigate it. Because even with this one, I'm recording this one. And so my goal would be to record this one and then save it. And then I think I can put it on YouTube and then have it closed on YouTube where I can post the link in the group. And then it should be able to be so everybody in the group can see it. So that's why I'm using this call as like a test to see how that works, to make sure, okay, this is what we need to do. Because some people ain't gonna be able to make it. Some people have life. Life is gonna life. The kids are doing something, but you want to stay abreast of the progression of where we're going in the group. I want to make sure I'm doing that. So my goal is to have a call at least once a week. I don't have any more in-person students for the rest of the year. There's one person act like they want to come in November, but that's gonna pay me $5,000. to be in a class by themselves. So if they do that, then we'll just probably have a meeting at night or something, if that were to happen. But other than that, we should be able to be good, except for Thanksgiving. We'll talk about it in the group, but my goal is that we should meet at least once a week talking about something. But I want to kind of go along with the course curriculum progressively, so that way I create that foundation that people are missing. So the first will probably be, you want to be a dispatcher. Then the next one will probably be the course before the course. Just because that one goes over 9 principles you need to understand by being a dispatcher, as well as normal vernacular. Like, what do people call this? What's this? Layover, detention. Just make sure you have a full understanding of the terminology, because then when you get on the phone and talk with carriers and drivers, you need to speak the way they speak. And that's the number one thing I get on people when they come here with me. They'll be like, well, I know it's kind of like a pre-check? And I say pre-trip. I just like calling it check. I don't care what you like. Right? Because now when you talk on the phone to somebody else that don't know you, don't trust you, mad that you on their phone, they're listening for them to have a justification why they won't use you. So you need to know what stuff is called, why is it called. He said, hey man, you need to give me some detention. And you think, what's detention? Well, what is detention? And you say that back to them, you ain't no contractor. I should not hire you as my dispatcher. So you have to know what these things mean. Detention is not a layover. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be okay. So the detention is $75 an hour. Layover started at $250. You need to know that stuff. So that way, when you're having these conversations, they ask you to do some stuff, you ain't asking them nothing. You need to understand the hours of service. You need to understand all paperwork. You need to understand the process in delivery. The shipper saying this, let me call a broker real quick. Oh, you supposed to tarp this load and you ain't gonna tarp it because ain't nobody else tarping it. Let me call a broker because you're gonna break this contract, because if you don't tarp it and the broker say tarp it, and they find out that you didn't tarp it and they take $500 off the Raycon, I'm gonna stand on my percentage because you did something else. So I need you to know what you're supposed to know as being the independent owned company that you bring value to these carriers. They start talking about something stupid. I don't do that. Find another dispatcher. You need to be able to leave them alone if they're not gonna go in the trajectory that you know the trucking business should go based upon your knowledge and acumen. Okay, so that's what I tell you. If I talk to 10 carriers, I say yes to 1. And if you taking my course after the course, my brother in here, SSS, I know he just got all the curriculum because he paid for the annual one, right? One of the things that I go over is that I don't believe in bringing anyone into my business today. At this point, if they make me less than $300 to $350 a week. This is why you can see me having 5 dispatchers right now, because one of them is like a part-time that fills in here and there. 5 dispatchers, and we booking $86,000 in freight. You understand what I'm saying? Because each one is going to perform based upon certain criterias. They have to be able to perform. Otherwise, I tell them no. I don't care. My mama, hey, I got this box truck, want to be local. No. If it does not fit the business model, we don't do it. Okay? This is how you're going to be able to know, hey, 4 trucks, $1,000. Oh, 2 trucks, I'm gonna make 600. Like there's a methodology to getting to these numbers, not just I'm gonna see what's gonna happen. Now I believe you should do that in the beginning because you suck. Everybody know I say that. Until you book 300 loads, you suck. So the first 100, you suck less. Then for 1 to 200, you kind of figure out what's going on. You kind of feeling yourself a little bit. Then you get to 300 loads, you gonna feel like a monster. So then at that point, when you book 300 loads, you're gonna say no to everybody who is not a part of your business model. Can you do this for me? No. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So again, over the next few weeks and months, we're going to get to all of those things as our first lay the foundation. Okay. Good. Next question. Nobody? Y'all scared? I scare y'all off? I ain't trying to scare nobody.
So
You know what I'm saying?
listen, so Brandon,
Okay.
so this twin, so I'm driving trucks right now. Like I'm going to your course, as you know, in January. But like you just provided so much sauce and plays, man. You got me like so anxious right now. But I can't I'm still learning, but it's just like you're giving so much like different resources. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna just sit back. I want to do something so bad, but I want to come correct. You know, like you said, you don't want to, you got to unlearn to relearn, you know. So I'm gonna just sit back in the bleachers. I don't, because when I come, I like to come with everything together. I don't want to half step nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just sitting back and just, you know, taking everything in. But man, you just giving so much sauce. I just want to do a little dabble of something right now. But I just gotta chill, man. But yeah, I'm gonna just probably, I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna just keep it cute and wait till after my course.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just, you know, just learn all the sauce you got, you giving out. I'm gonna just take it all in, man. But I just want to say I appreciate you and thank you for this opportunity, for real though.
Oh yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, that's my biggest thing, right? So Abraham Lincoln has this famous quote, and I always try to get people to really rationalize this, right? And they ask him a question: if you had 10 hours to cut down a tree, what would you do first? And he's famous by saying, "I would take 8 hours sharpening my blade." Right? So people are very naturally zealous. Ooh, they be right, okay, and they start running down the street doing some stuff. Right now, the problem is that when you have zeal, there's a limit to it. So if the money don't come when you think, or come exactly when you anticipated, then they like, maybe it wasn't for me, and they fizzle out and burn out. Right? That's why I said I'm not even doing none of that because I make logical decisions based upon a certain methodology. I'm gonna give a prime example. Today, when I leave here to work, I'm a worker. Like I'm telling you, I'm a CEO and I sit behind a computer and I make money. But at the end of the day, I like to get dirty. Okay, I do. But I just learned me doing stuff with my hand. I make 3 times the money now, not doing that stuff no more because I had to learn. Okay, now, in that same energy, for the first time in my landscaping, because I have such a strong logistic background, we do Christmas lights and landscaping. Okay, so I ordered these flyers and I paid $300 for these flyers to come. They came on Wednesday. Wednesday was Boss's Day, natural Boss's Day, whatever. So my assistant is like, "Oh, thank you so much. Super sweet. I love my assistants to death," right? Erica and Yvette is her sister, okay? So they help me with all my different businesses, whatever I got online. Erica make it happen. She handles a lot of my operations. Now, because of that, she was like, "We're gonna take out to eat. When you want to go? You want to go today?" I said no, because it was Wednesday, and I'm like, "This work day, right?" So I said maybe Friday after the office. She said, "Where you want to go?" She was telling me these restaurants, and I was like, "I don't care, wherever you pick, I don't care," right? She said, "Okay, cool." So then Friday came today. She saw me in off. She said, "I was thinking about something because I know how you think." So I think instead of us doing that, I'm thinking that when we get out the office today, when I get off, when I leave y'all, I'm going home. Take about an hour to get home. We'll get home. We're gonna order some food, and then like we can eat it or wait till we come back, and we can pass out the flyers today. I said that's what I want, and she started laughing. Right? I said that's how I want to do Boss's Day. I said because I want to start early to get myself above the competition in the marketplace. And we got 2,500 flyers. I'm gonna pass out 1,000 over the next 3 days, and I'm gonna sit back and wait. And I'm waiting to see how many people call. See, most people pass out 50 and think they did something. No, we're gonna pass out 1,000 because I'm not cheap in nothing. I'm never gonna be the cheapest because I got me and I got other people to pay. So because of that, if somebody else doing $200, well, go to them, right? That's not me. I'm starting at 250. So I know I'm gonna tell a whole bunch of people no, but then on the same note, like in dispatching, we got Christmas lights, maids, we cut grass, we cut trees, we pressure wash. We do a lot of stuff, right? So you may say no, but you know my business exists to the Christmas lights. But then guess what? When you text my number or you call asking for a quote, I'm gonna save your information. So then when spring comes, I'm gonna come backdoor you my other services because that's called intellectual property. So one thing I tell all my dispatchers, you got more followers on social media than you got emails of people in transportation, you hustling backwards. You see what I'm saying? Because them followers belong to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. They ain't yours, but I got your email address, I got your number. Until you block me, I'm coming with pressure to be like, you need some services? You might as well come to your boy, okay? So as I say, regardless of what the industry is, the business is just business. So we gonna get into the nitty gritty to confine what y'all guys have been doing to how we do these things structurally every day, whether as you do them, what schedule you should keep. Do you need a virtual assistant? How do you hire them? How much it costs? We're gonna go over all those things progressively over the next few months so you have a business. So when I'm sitting there talking to y'all, I got dispatchers over here doing this. I got people handling stuff. I got 5 virtual assistants working today doing stuff that some of them I don't even know how to do. It don't matter. That's their job. I got videos on it. And if they do something stupid, I'm going to fire them and give it to somebody else to do it. I'm going to pay $2 an hour. So I already know how to do it. Already been here. I trust the system. This is why we was out here pre-COVID, during COVID, post-COVID. And we're going to still be out here until I sell this business. Okay? Because 2 reasons you should build a business. I'm going to digress after this. Number 1, to hire people. That's no more reason you should have a business. Number 2, to sell it. Generational wealth is on 99. Okay? So when people say that, I don't know about you, my son 15, he ain't got the same energy as me at all. He completely polar opposite. He want to lay around and be lazy all day, right? That get on my nerve. So I can't be thinking about him and he can fumble the bag and make the whole business fail. I got to think about if he's sorry, he don't want to do whatever his thing is, he don't want to do it, that's cool. I can go out and sell this business, put the money in the trust, and it can pay him a certain amount of money every single month for the rest of his life. So I'm going to hire people. Most people, I don't want nobody to tell me what to do. No. Hire people. That means you got to think beyond yourself. And number 2, sell it. You cannot sell a business that you are only the person in it. So you're the only person in the bit, you can't even sell that. But you go sell a business like a dispatch company, put $1 million in the bank, put 9% in the trust, it's going to pay you $5,000 to $6,000 every month. And all you had was a little old dispatch company. So my dispatch company making more than people that here got trucking businesses on gross. They got 3, 4 trucks. We outside. And I still ain't happy. Please understand that. Okay? So again, everything I'm telling y'all, please believe enough time go by, I'm going to give you the whole smoke and sit back and be like, what you finna do with it? Because you ain't going to say you didn't know. That's what we could say before we got here. I didn't know. I know. Now you do know. Now what you finna do with it? Okay? But this is why you over here. We're going to win over here. Ooh, I'm excited. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sweating just talking about it. You know what I'm saying? I like other people to change because I can do stuff, but if somebody else do it and they get that bell in their mind, it makes me feel some type of way. Tell you, I love that. Okay, good. Any more questions? We got about another 10 more minutes, 7 more minutes. Any more questions?
This is Kendra again. Did I miss when you said how to refer people to you for the box truck rental?
You could just DM me. I said next month I'll have some type of affiliation or something, right? But right now,
Okay.
you just DM me on the thing because actually you can write down this number. This is our Google number. The Google number is 832
Okay.
205
Okay.
8966.
Okay. 205-8966. Thank you.
No problem. So you can just, whoever's interested, you can have them text that number, say, hey, I want to talk to Brandon about box truck rental. If they just say that, then I will call them back. If not, my assistants will call, or maybe the virtual assistant will start texting them. But when they say like box truck rental, that's what I'm in charge of talking about right now until I give it to somebody else. So I'm still handling it currently.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So if y'all do what y'all supposed to do next month, I want to start paying people. But my stipulation with people is when I pay them, I want them to at least have a DBA or something because I want to pay your business. I don't want to pay you, right? I want to put money in your business. That's my preference. Because a lot of people, when I got these LLCs and stuff like that, and they haven't put any money in that bank account, I want to be the first person to drop money in there. Okay. Any other questions? I see you, twin. Let me look at these questions that's been going on here. I've been seeing going hard. That's why I came to you. I appreciate that, twin. Andres, can you rerun the play and prices, please? Thank you. I'm writing down. Okay, do y'all want to go over the box truck play? I see TN already did it. Okay, I got you. Yes, great. So to get access now, I have to be fully licensed broker. You got to have an MC number. Yeah, you got to have an MC number to get direct load board access directly. So either a trucking business and or a brokerage. So if you want to do brokerage, if your credit is good, it might be $300 to $400 every 3 months. If your credit is good to have your own brokerage. And you can do that, but then worry about actually brokering freight later, right? And so I'm going to probably be a brokerage in December to try to fix this dispatcher problem people are having. Plus I have some shippers that I used to deal with for my just dispatch clients, and I can go back around and mess with them too. But I may not broker loads yet because I don't really want to focus on that because in my trucking business, I'm going through the process right now of being a vendor for ExxonMobil. So they're going to want me to do a lot of stuff with fleets and bringing on trucks. So I don't want to add, brokering loads. And I'm trying to figure out if this play is going to be good. So I need to figure out, make sure I do everything I do with that play Then I will start over because I know I'm gonna need time to now start brokering freight because I got a trucking business too. So that's why, like, some stuff I tell you, I see it from both sides. It's just not my perception of, oh, I'm a dispatcher. So, like, one of the things I was saying earlier is that when these owner operators get truck trailer insurance, start their authority, and then they don't know where they're gonna get freight from, that tells you got to know what they don't know, right? Because why did you come out and do all those steps, paid all that money, got a truck, down payment, and you had no clue how you was gonna get work? You just, I figured out when I started my authority, that tells me you got something right here that ain't right. So when I come to you, I got to come to you with the play. And so when we start getting into the education and the Zoom courses and everything, if you dispatching box trucks, that's not a hot shot. If you dispatch hot shots, that's not a flatbed. And so a lot of these people teaching this stuff is like, oh, just do these three, you're gonna be all right. And every single different equipment type has its own ideology and methodology in order to be successful. So when I say most dispatchers need to start with hot shots and box trucks, the reason why I'm saying that is because those people are the most ignorant of what's going on. So you be on the phone being smarter than them about trucking already. They be quick to sign on with you. You take that and now you slowly start. If you want to move up to big trucks later, that's cool. You don't have to stay where you start. It's just the fact of at least you can get this off the ground and start doing something. Okay, because you having a conversation, you brand new, having a conversation about who got a box truck. They heard about box truck 3 months ago. Is an easier conversation than somebody worked as a truck driver for 10 years and now they've been an owner operator for 3 years, and they're gonna send you through a gauntlet of all these questions and your ideologies. When you do this, who do you have? You got dedicated lanes already, and they take you through the gauntlet of all these questions. You're gonna feel intimidated. So it's like, start over here, get your money, learn, and then go back over there later. Pamela, go over the first thing you talked about the first play. First, well, the second thing I said, mindset first. So the box truck. So the box truck rental is $350 a week, 12 cents every mile that they drive. So on a flat rate, that's going to be $1,400 in a month. And then it depends on how many miles they drive, depends on what it's going to be after that. And that's a steal because I'm also a truck broker. So I have a couple lenders I go to when somebody wants to buy a truck. I talked to my dealership today and somebody's looking for a truck. They got $35,000 cash. And I'm trying to figure out we can get them in the door the next couple of days. They pay me $1,500 to $4,000 every truck that I sell if I bring somebody there. And so I got to get them financed or they got to have cash. And so the last person that got a box truck, they had to pay $12,000 down. That was the down payment. And their truck note was $1,800 a month. So this rental play is actually cheaper than that, which is crazy. And they're going to handle all of the maintenance. So this is what I'm focused on more than helping somebody get a truck right now. But some people already got the capital. They already got the customer. They know what they're doing. They got the money. That's different. But I'm not going to be openly pushing people to buy a truck right now. I'd rather them go get a rental because they can do it better that way. When structuring your dispatch company, you recommend federal credit union to bank with? I think people should have credit unions in the first place because big banks don't care about you. But you want to have both, right? So a credit union is going to be there in case you get problems. They give you money. They used to give you credit cards within a short period of time without having any proof of anything, right? But if something happens to your money, they take forever too. So if something happens, you get disputed, you get a dispute, something stupid happens, they'll be sitting on your money. You can't use no money for like a week because they don't have the same back office processes just to give you your money real quick and then be like, we'll figure it out in 14 days and we got to come back and get it. So it's like you got to split it up. So I think you should have money split depending on your business operation. So like, for instance, when I started going over dispatcher business models, every percentage you have coming in, it should be assigned someplace. So let's say somebody charges 8%, right, for their dispatching. 1% should be to like marketing. Another percentage should be like in savings. Another percentage might go to some other place. So then if you charge 8%, only 5% may be what you can spend, because you need to put the other money aside for other things. So when the 5% ain't enough, that's how you know you need more trucks, not take more of the percentage. This is why people get stuck being self-employed forever, because they get used to living on every dollar that comes in the business like an employee. So based on me saying that, if I say I take 4% of everything that comes in for the trucks we dispatch, and they say I'm using 10%, 6% goes to the credit union, 4% will go over to my stuff, so it's separate. So any day of the week, if one of these banks get frozen or something stupid, I can still pay my people. I'm not stuck. I think I got, for B Logistics, I think I actually got like 4 bank accounts for B Logistics. Because one is like website, one is like my truck brokering thing, one is what the dispatchers do, and then one is like what Erica does. So I think I got 4 different bank accounts just for B Logistics. Okay. I'm thinking about myself. That rental play does sound great. It's a good opportunity. Would you say it's a good idea to open 2 business entities? Yeah, I split up everything. Because if you get sued for something, you can't make any money in a business. So when trucking is so dangerous and people die, I don't want my trucking business to be associated with my dispatch company at all. That's number one. Number 2, they're not to the same audience. A trucking business is meant to advertise to shippers and drivers, and your dispatch company, you're marketing to owner operators. So the content is completely different. You're not talking to the same people. So only people that do like this big all umbrella, all under one, generally don't know how to market it all. That's why they do that. No, 2 different names. B Logistics is dispatch. Next Level Hot Shot is my trucking business. When I say 2 different things, no one should know that both of the businesses are yours. I don't think you can find one picture of me on social media on my trucking business at all. It's just because I've done podcasts, so they use my face. But most people don't like the color of my skin that's in trucking, right? So when I'm running ads or doing certain things online, all you see is the truck and trailer. That's all you need to see. Then we'll talk about other things that would have transpired, right? But you don't see one thing correlated with the other one. Right? So they are literally 2 separate in every way. If I don't tell you, you would never know. That's how you should run them. Because when we start getting into like more accounting things, like LLCs and stuff like that, when we really start getting into that, you got to understand that an LLC literally looks like a person. So when people talk, they got LLCs, that's an entity. Just like you have a social security number that represents to the government that you're a piece of property. Well, then when you get an EIN, you control that property as well. So God forbid something happens to you in your life, you go to the bank, your social security number could get you money, but then your banking institution will give you money based upon your business because it's 2 different people. That's what the government sees. That's why people get paid for tax evasion and stuff, or the business got to pay taxes. It's because the business is its own thing. You could go to you and your best friend can have a business together. Your best friend robbing the business, taking money. You take them to court because they robbed the business, not you. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand that the way the Constitution, the government looks at businesses is that they're individual people. So if I'm Brandon Johnson, I got 4 businesses, the government sees me as 5 people. So if I get in trouble, if I need money, I can go get money from 5 different avenues, not just one. That's why the Constitution that we live in is set up to help employers. It's set up to help entrepreneurs. It's meant to cripple employees. That's why I pay less taxes than somebody who got a job. That makes no sense. And it's always been that way, generally over the last 100 years. Okay. Got one more question somebody got. Now I'll let y'all make it. I don't want to hold y'all too long to bore y'all. Anything else? Hope I didn't scare some of y'all. Okay, go ahead.
So, like, as far as like timing with as far as dispatching, I know they say 24 hours to hustle, like you can, make money doing it that way. But ideally, like, what would you recommend as far as like, dispatching hours that like getting up early in the morning, like 5 a.m. or like, what would you recommend as far as time frame with dispatching in a day?
I like 7 to 4. Okay. Because after that, you need to be worried about other things. So there's something like when I come from retail, there's something called the strike zone. Strike zone was kind of like, where do customers look, right? Like when they walk around the store, and all the best products was in the strike zone, right? So when I think about making money, I try to think of when is the best time to make money. So in transportation, the best time to make money from dispatching between 7 to 4. So I'm in Central Standard Time. On the East Coast, it's already 5 o'clock. So they're already done with. Then on the West Coast, they 2 hours behind me. So if I'm focused on that time, it makes my days stupid long, even though I'm kind of working ahead of people, right? So it's like I can start early, but then they keep me up late. So because of that, I think 7 to 4 ideally is the best time to try to make money. Cold call, warm lead, trying to close, doing all this, booking freight, talking to carriers, 7 to 4. Then after that time frame, it's more like paperwork, marketing, let me follow up, emails, sending emails to brokers trying to get, lanes coming in. Let me get emails of broker lists coming in. So to me, somebody's an entrepreneur, you should at least be working 12 hours a day, Monday through Friday, because outside of you doing the scope of work, you're supposed to be constantly learning too. And so like my advantage, I think, in entrepreneurship is before I started entrepreneurship, I read 18 business books because I had knee surgery. Up to date, I probably read well over 300 books already. So like when I'm making decisions, I've learned to make them based upon business of people that are 100 times more successful than me. So then every person that's around you in your regular life, you got to train them to be around your regular life, or you need to get away from me. So that's the part that people have a hard time doing, especially in personal connections, like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever. They have a hard time telling a person, don't speak to me from 7 to 7. And so then when a business is not running, it's because they're too distracted. I'm very militant. That makes sense?
Yes, thank you. That's a very thorough answer. Thanks.
Oh, you're very welcome. So yeah, that's the best way to do it. So to those who dispatch big trucks, your day can be shorter. If you dispatch hot shots and box trucks, you're gonna max out that 4 to 5 o'clock sometimes every day because you never know when that load gonna pop up. But if you were just only crafting big trucks in general, your days usually by 3 o'clock you be done booking freight because a lot of brokers shut it down because them trucks are so dang slow the way they move and maneuver. You pretty much kind of done with the big trucks. But if you have a blend of all of it, yeah, you're gonna max out them hours.
Yo,
So
can I piggyback on what you saying?
yeah, go ahead.
I'd say you Central Time, but so I'd say 7 to 6 Eastern, just because of the recovery load aspect. I don't know if that's too deep for them to get into as of right now, but sometimes just from my experience, I know I'm on the East, I'm in Atlanta. So the market, like he said, is going to open at 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Central. I like to be on an hour before it open because brokers have a lot of problems. So you might be able to catch like a early load. And as he was saying, it gets your day done faster. And sometimes when brokers are in messed up situations, the loads tend to pay more. So I try to stay on, and again, this is just my business model. It's no right or wrong answer. I try to stay on at least an hour before and an hour after.
Okay. I'm glad he brought that. Okay. So and then now I'm gonna bring him because I was kind of teasing with him when I was in Atlanta, right? Was kind of messing around with some stuff with it. Okay. So now, based upon that, he says 7 to 6. So somebody else, how many hours is that in a day? Come on now. Y'all scared? So 7 to 6, how many hours is that in a day?
11,
11 hours.
Okay, well, 11 hours. 11 times 5 is how much?
55.
Okay. So do you think an employee that you hire is gonna work that many hours?
No.
Huh? No.
No.
Okay. So immediately, what we gonna do about that?
You work
Pass straight dispatching to them.
What'd you say? 10? What'd you say, Neesmith?
Oh, pass the dispatching to them, then you do all the back office stuff.
Okay, that's one solution. I like that. What else we got?
hire a VA?
Okay, that's enough. If they don't know how to, you gonna teach my dispatch in another country? I'm not saying you can't. I'm just asking.
I don't know.
Okay.
You
So,
can, but obviously it have to be more of on our time.
okay. So the reason why I'm presenting that, right, to y'all to make y'all think like that, because remember I said we're gonna go to the next level, right? Is that when you build that business, man, I'll tell you what's the number one reason you start a business? What I tell you?
To hire people and to sell it.
Okay, very good. So when I'm hiring people, when I'm saying 7 to 4, I'm already considering what somebody else is willing to do more than what I'm supposed to do because I build the business for other people, not me. Right? Okay. So because of that, number one, contractors, not employees, because I can't handle clock watchers. That's number one. Number two, if I know I'm gonna give like what he's talking about, he giving this business a 10. That's why he said I start an hour early. Like he's acknowledging an hour early, hour late. Okay. When I know ain't nobody else gonna do that, he's giving his clients a 10, right? So immediately when he gets to the place of him starting to hire people, he gotta promise the clients a 6 and a 7 because ain't nobody else gonna do what he doing. So now the hard part about having a scalable business is, can I still make what somebody else gonna do be valuable in the marketplace? That's what's hard. Oh, we finna get it in. You know what I'm talking about? I'm glad he said that because I try to wait for people to give me something before I just go in on something. And yes, he's right. When you out here going, that's what your life gonna look like. You do whatever for your clients. But now when it goes to, hey, I'm starting to get busy, I want to bring on people, then you're gonna have to change up what you've been doing because ain't nobody else gonna do what you're doing. So how many people in here had a job and a job tell you do so you say, that ain't my job, right? We say that all the time. And then when somebody tell you that to your business, you're gonna fight them jokers. So you're gonna fight them if you don't go into it knowing that they ain't gonna do it. And I already know people ain't gonna do what I'm gonna do. That ain't the point. The point is making a business where they can be successful. I set the parameters, I market that, and I acquire people based upon what I know they can do, not what I would do. Okay?
I agree 1,000%. You really just put me on a little game with that.
Yep. I know, because I know right now, probably so far in the group, you probably the most advanced because you're doing it the longest. So we're gonna have a whole bunch of a mental gymnastics back and forth, right? Because
For
you've
sure.
already seen it, you've done it for years, you're doing a heck of a job. And now it's like, how can we condense that? That's how I told him. He a killer out here. You making $2 a bomb box runs in this market, right? So now what can we do to take that from a 10 to a 7, but it's still valuable? That's gonna be very hard for you to do because you already are used to doing 10, and now you got to digress it. So now, when I've learned that in business, when I do everything, I immediately think, what can somebody else do? So like when I'm about to do box truck play and I'm gonna hire some drivers, I already drew in my mind, and I'm working on my contract of what I expect them to do, not me.
Yeah, no, that's funny that you say that because I just hired an assistant. I've been working with her for about 2 months, and I'd be mad as hell if I don't hear from her at 7 o'clock. So that I needed to hear that because I'd be like, man, I tell her straight up, like, hey, if I say good morning and you don't respond back immediately, I'm taking over. I ain't even going back and forth. I'm going in. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I really needed to hear that because, like you said, everybody ain't gonna do it how you do it. So you got to think about how whoever you bringing in gonna do it, so you can get out the way. So that makes sense 1,000%. But
Correct.
for the beginners starting out, I'm telling you, get on there at 7, and every now and then you're gonna eat.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. And that's good. That's why I like the fact that people are in different places and they started. We're going to lay the foundation because at the end of the day, when people ask me, Brandon, when do you work? I said, if I'm not asleep, I'm working. But that could be me responding to messages, responding to emails, saying something to somebody, saying something to a virtual assistant. So I built my business with people overseas in East Africa, the Philippines. We got somebody in, where's that joker at? They do freight traffics. Can't think Afghanistan, right? Because my goal was I won't be logistics, just like money. How money never sleeps. I need this business to be operating 24 hours a day. So there's something for me to say to anybody any time of the day because somebody is doing something at all hours of the day. So my job is to keep pushing them forward. So I'll close with this. Okay, so let me break it all the way down since he didn't open up this rabbit hole. Okay, so this is the thing. So you got a 10. People gonna give you a 7. The problem is when you hire them, they're going to be a 4. Okay. So now you have to know how to take a person from a 4 and make them a 7, right? That is like pulling teeth because everybody thinks I'm a 10, I'm gonna go get a 10, right? Instead of if I look around what the competition is doing, people are giving like a 7 or a 6. Cool. So I'm gonna be a little bit better than them, okay? Because I didn't move myself out of the way, right? But then when I meet them, they're gonna be a 4. So a part of me giving the people that pay annually all of the course curriculum, everything now is that now you can systematically start putting some stuff together so that when you do start hiring people, you already have systematic training material now. So now I know the training material is going to see what you're going to do. So prime example, he got the course after the course. Let's say I hire a person. I'm going to say, hey, man, you got a 30-day period of time for you to stay here. I'm going to get rid of you based upon performance. I don't care how many hours you work, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I got limits, but you work 100 hours a week. If you can't kill what you eat, I'm going to get rid of you because you're a contractor. You got to kill what you eat. So in 30 days, if you ain't did X, Y, Z, I'm going to put on there, know the course, know this. I got systematic things you're going to do. If I keep asking you questions through that period of time, on the 30th of the day, I give you a quiz or something, and you don't do what you're supposed to do, that's going to be your last day. Because you showed me everything I need to know about you, because that means your mouth and your actions were not congruent, which means you're not ready to come out here and eat. It has nothing to do with me. It's everything to do with you. So I just move on. So the philosophy is slow to hire, quick to fire. That's it. As long as you got that, you're going to be straight outside. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, y'all, I gotta let y'all go because I'll be playing with y'all, right? Okay, so appreciate y'all, right? It's a good call. Like I said, I'm gonna save it, hopefully save right. Okay. When it downloads sometime today, maybe tomorrow when I'm sitting around, I'm gonna upload this joke on YouTube, throw it on the page for anybody that didn't come, right? But I want you to think about is everybody in the group. I don't care why somebody didn't come. I don't care about none of that, right? That's how business flows, right? Everybody who didn't show up today, you should be one step ahead of them. That's how I want you to think. So every time you post, you read a post, you make a post, you engage with somebody, you hit them on the chat. Every time you doing something towards the goal, okay, I'm getting one step closer. I'm beating some people in this group, whether they trying to compete or not, to get to that point. Okay? Because there's only so many carriers in here, so many box trucks in here. If they not doing their job, I hope they find me, and we're going to take care of them. Okay? So, yeah. So out of 120-some people, not even 10 people show up to the call. So we're going to see how it go from here. We're going to see, okay? So grace and peace to y'all, right? Wish y'all the best weekend ever. Get you some rest. If you in there, you paid and you dripping, you should get your course maybe Tuesday and Wednesday. Hit me up, right? So I can make sure that you get what you need. Study it. Memorize the course. Memorize the little ebook thing. It's only like 20-some pages. If I say page 19, you should have it memorized, right? That should be your Bible or something right now, right? Be ready. So we talk Wednesday. You're breaking down some of these things here. Because the more you understand it, the better it is for you to walk out the instruction. Okay? So I appreciate y'all. Yes, all the people in the chat, I appreciate y'all. We're going to get it in. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good weekend. Have a good night. If you didn't book freight this week, I hope you get some blows booked next week. Okay? If not, the week after, we're going to book freight. If you keep showing up these calls, you need to make some money before January. I don't care if it's a Sprinter van. You gave them half a load, and you have to get a 4%. Make something before the end of this year.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, so let's get it. Grace and peace to y'all. Y'all take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
You too.